Good morning from Denver Wellness Collective. I'm Alicia Rae. I'll be guiding our Friday morning 9 a.m. flow. Hi, Haley. So I'm going to give everybody a couple moments, of course, to tune in and get your mat ready, get your mind ready. And hi, Alina. We'll get started in a few moments. You may want to block for your practice if you have a block or a pillow. And this morning's theme is Forever Young. So really just tapping into what I consider the fountain of youth in yoga. So getting into some playfulness, some joy, really to bring up a lot of happiness and good energy for our day. So this is a 45-minute flow, and then if you want to stay and hang out with me for a few extra moments, we'll do a meditation at the end. So we'll get started in a couple minutes, and again, if you have a block or a pillow that you can use for your practice this morning, please grab that, and we'll get started seated on our mats in a moment. If I didn't say it before, I'm Alicia Rae. I'm a new face on Denver Wellness Collective, but not a new face to yoga. So hopefully I'm seeing some people that know me. Or if we don't know each other, we're going to get to know each other now. Good morning. And all right. Yes, you guys, I'm so excited. What a beautiful Friday morning. The sun is out. We're ready to tap into the fountain of youth. So again, a block or a pillow for your practice possibly. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. Also, pick whatever music you want for your listening pleasure. I have a ton of playlists on my Spotify, Alicia Rae Yoga. If you want to theme ones, particularly for this class, the new Light Flow is a good one. I have a lot of DJ Taz Rashid on there, so there's some really good music, but by all means, listen to what you want. And let's get started. On our mats, in a seated pose, extend your legs out in front of you. And we are going to welcome our yoga practice this morning with some energy kriyas. So kriyas are movements to help open up and release blocked energy. So some of this might seem a little strange or weird, but remember when you thought yoga was kind of weird? So, right, we're here to embrace the playfulness of our practice and feel that forever young energy. So take a seat. And your knees can be slightly bent. You're going to make two fists. Take the flush of your knuckles right next to your hips so that you can help lift your booty all the way off the floor. Slight engagement of your core, and then you'll release and drop back down. So yes, it's like, whoo, hey, there's my tailbone, there's my booty. We'll do about 26 of these, and you can start to go a little bit faster. This is going to help to Shaktify energy, so we're waking up Kundalini. We're going to get all the chakras percolating like a cup of coffee is brewing in your body. So keep trying this on. Heels are down, core is slightly engaged. Lift and lower, let yourself drop. You're only really dropping about an inch or two. So this shouldn't be painful. It actually should feel quite good. Maybe you're getting some extra feels on this. Let's go for about 10 more, and laughter is always appreciated. Also, if you're just like, I don't know, this is weird, just sit with it for a minute. Embrace it. See what comes up for you. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, good job, you guys. Okay, cross your legs, roll through. Tuck your toes behind you and reverse yourself into a curl. So pull your thighs towards your chest, forehead towards your knees. Squeeze your legs with your arms, and we'll slowly reverse into a forward fold. Take a moment to toe heel your feet as wide as you'd like, and take any variation that feels good to you to release your low back. Bending the knees is always a good idea. Maybe hands behind your head if you'd like to lengthen through the back of the neck. Feeling like you need a lot more opening in the chest, of course, you can take a chest expansion as well. So this is really just a transition to get us into our next kriya. Enjoy a few more breaths in your forward fold. And then perhaps toe heel your feet to touch or hip width apart, and slow rise up to standing. Inhale, reach up, mountain pose. And then exhale, take a moment to step your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And your palms will connect at a steeple grip above the crown of your head. Slight bending of your knees to start. This is all about the second chakra, so we're really just going to be moving through the pelvic floor. It's a little tuck and curl, just like you would feel in tabletop if you were doing cat-cows. Okay, so you're really starting to exaggerate this movement. Palms are over your head. Now we bend the knees a little bit more and we just tuck and curl a few times. So you're scooping your tailbone forward, a big curl, and then swishing your booty back. Rock and rolling through the pelvic floor. There's an activation of the core here, so you should feel a little bit of your third chakra firing up as well. Couple more, forward and backwards. This definitely brings up good energy. Opening up our second chakra. And then slowly release, come to standing. So second and third chakra on this next one, scoop your arms together so your palms are embracing your elbows. And a wider stance, because you're using all core here, bend the knees and just move side to side, side to side. So you should feel this more through your center, through your third chakra. Yeah, twists are always so good for our midline, for our core. Getting a little bit more heat and fire going. Let's go for about 5 more of these. You can go as fast or slow as you want for 3, 2, and 1. So I'm already feeling some energy flowing through the body. The breath is going. Come to a standing position. Extend your arms out in front of you. Palms are down. Take a moment to just hug your shoulders back onto your back. Engage your core. And then pump the arms up and down. This is going to move us into our heart chakra. This is a beautiful way to remove negative energy, anxiety. If you're worrying a lot about the future right now with everything happening, this is a good way to just kind of push those unnecessary thoughts from your mind. Because remember, your mind does not yet know of the future. All it knows is of what's happening right now. And it's going to be like, wow, what is this? Oh, it's making me feel really awesome. Cool. Heart feels awesome. Last 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Hopefully you're feeling some good vibration and energy starting to percolate through the body now. We're moving further along, so we'll focus on neck and shoulders. So for this one, starting off slow, and it's a little bit for the mind as well. So we're just going to extend your right arm out and move it in a circle backwards and forwards a few times. And then over time, again, a little bend of the knees, locking in your core, your bandhas, you can start to move the arm faster. This is going to free up a lot of mobility in the shoulder. And then we go opposite direction. Just a few of these on each side. These kriyas are legit, like 5,000-year-old tradition of awakening the body, healing the body, proactive approach to your wellness. Change sides, left arm out, forward or backwards, whichever way you want to go first. Do a few of these. So I like to do these kriyas as much as possible every day. Sometimes, because we're human, change direction, we skip our patterns that are good for us. But every time I come back to this, a couple times a week, I'm always feeling so much better in my body. Good. Now this one is a little bit trickier. Extend your arms out. I'm still working on this one. We move the arms together, but in opposite directions. So it's a little bit like rubbing your belly and patting your head. So you start to move one arm back while the other one is moving forward. See, I can't even do it. It's so tricky for the mind. This one's moving forward, this one's moving back. There we go. Woo! Some of you might be like guru status and you're like, I got this. Don't even worry about it, okay? And then change the direction. And then suddenly you're like, oh wait, hold on a second, maybe I don't have this. So keep core engaged. Little bend of the knees. And it's pretty impossible to think about negative things when you're doing stuff like this. This is the fountain of youth, is joy. Take a moment, hands come to heart. Woo! And let's open up the neck a little bit more. So we're just gonna do some circles. You're gonna go all the way back, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, all the way back. So I recommend starting off very slow with this if you haven't done a full neck circle before. Typically we always do a half circle. And you will notice some subluxation, so pops, cracks, movement in the neck. Very detoxifying, activating our lymphatic system, flushing toxins, and then change the direction. Over time, when you build up this practice and it becomes a regular practice for you, you'll be able to whip your head around like you just went back in time to a glam rock concert, Van Halen style. Just whip your head around. And you can get very dizzy, and you probably are, so Close the eyes. Take a moment. Slow down the movement as you need. And then bring your thumbs to connect to third eye center. Close eyes, pause, find stillness. And it may feel like the world is spinning around you. And I love this one because if you can remember being a kid, you would spin around in circles as fast as you could and then fall down into the grass and just look at the sky spinning around you. It's simple times like that that bring the spirit of our soul back into focus. All right. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more balanced and realigned and less dizzy. Center yourself. Inhale. Let's reach up high for a big mountain pose. And then opening up fingers, like give yourself almost like a B shape here with your arms. Lift your chest, lift your belly. Big opening. And then exhale. Start to slowly tap the top of your head. Our last kriya is body tapping. Back of the head, back of the neck, top of the shoulders, front of the chest, over your belly, your chest and your belly. So light tapping. Let's go up the ribs and the back. Really gonna work upper body a few moments and then we'll start to work our way back down. So you can go back over your head. You can do light tapping on your face. If you get dark circles or you get puffiness under the eyes, little tapplement under the eyes and around the eyes is super beneficial. This is actually a form of face yoga, which I might do that as a class next time. If you're thinking, yeah, face yoga sounds good, drop that into the message. Let me know. All right, now let's work the arms. So start from your shoulder and tap all across the arm. Flip the palm, give yourself a high five, and then across the chest to the other arm. So body tapping is a form of manual lymphatic drainage. We're activating the 6 major functions of your skin, your body. So detoxification, purification, positive energy. Let's go down back into the booty, your thighs, calves, tops of feet, front of shins, knees, thighs, and then we want to get inner and outer. And because we love our booties. And there. Woo! Okay, let's come back to mountain pose. We are all kriyified. Inhale. Exhale, deep forward fold. Slow down a moment. Take a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, come back into our ball. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Pull your chin back towards your throat, your shoulders away from your ears, and then let your forehead fall down towards your knees. Take a halfway lift, heels down, inhale. Let's step the left foot back, low lunge. Come into a crescent moon, reach up. Take a few moments, you might want to drop your hands back down towards your hips. Especially if you are doing this flow in the morning, you might need to give your body a little more time to wake up. From here, I'm going to place the heel of my right hand on the right hip crease. Stabilize, core is active. Reach up through left arm, and then tilt over to the right. Check in with your shoulder. Pull the left shoulder blade back onto your back. And then let's come back to center for a crescent moon. Stretch and reach. Palms touch. Palms behind the nape of your neck. Elbows in towards your temples. Lift up like someone's placed their hand behind your heart. Breathe, breathe. And just take a moment. You might still feel the kriya energy, the awakening of your mind and your body, the vibrancy, the playfulness of your soul. Let's reach up back to our crescent moon. Exhale, return to your low lunge, lift your back knee. We'll move into a standing splits, nice and easy. Relax head and neck. Take a moment to maybe adjust and lift out of the right hip crease. You can even bring your forehead a little closer to your shin, stretch. And then toes together to touch, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice reset. Deep fold, bend the knees a lot. Sit low, chair pose, Utkatasana, come back up. Breathe here for a moment, inhale. Exhale, airplane, torso, arms. All the way up to mountain pose, inhale. Offer up a back bend or a shoulder stretch as you exhale. Inhale, reach up, mountain. Hug navel to spine, exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, come back into your ball. tuck and curl. So take pressure away from the neck and shoulders. No need to crunch there. Squeeze lower body with your arms, space in the chest, and then you just gently fold forehead. Breathe in. Heels down, forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. We change sides, so step the left foot or the right foot back, low lunge. Crescent moon, come on up. Good. So taking a moment to just be present in your body, recognizing where you are feeling things, where you want to feel them. You can also bring the heel of your left palm to your left hip crease, stabilize, and then tilt over to the left a little bit. And let there be breath here. If you are in a variation, start to come back up to a crescent moon, check in. Still want core to be active here, so pulling navel back towards spine. And then palms touch, bring them to the back of your neck. We want to energetically and physically move our elbows in towards temples, creating some space, opening up in the chest, strengthening the shoulders. Breathe as you tilt back a little bit. Shh. Feel like the psoas start to open up as well. Let's come back to crescent moon. Inhale, stretch and reach. Touch the floor, low lunge. As you exhale, pull your back knee away from the earth. Move forward into your standing splits. Relax your head and your neck. And try on some different sensations of feeling here. So maybe thumb to hip crease or palm to the back of your calf to lift and pull deeper into your stretch. Take a breath in. Bring your toes to touch again. Forward fold as you exhale. Reset, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana bow. Sit low, reach high, chair pose, Utkatasana. Let's add in a little bit of twist here. So exhale, vertical twist to the right. Inhale, sit lower each time as you come center to the left. Two more times. Inhale, center. We pick up the pace. Exhale, right. Sit low. Inhale. Exhale, left. Inhale. One more time to the right. Sitting lower each time to the left. Back to center chair, airplane torso, all the way up to mountain pose. Inhale. Back bend, shoulder stretch as you exhale. Reach up, full breath. Maybe lead with the heart, swan dive, bow forward. Exhale, relax your forehead. Halfway lift, deep breath. One more time, we tuck and curl. Maybe balance, wrap forearms around your shins. Pull chin to throat, forehead towards your knees. Always feel this stretch more in the morning. Place your palms down. You can either do a little jump back or just step back, and we'll lower our bellies to the floor. Get ready for cobra. Untuck toes. Let's keep some weight in the palms at first. Exhale everything out. Inhale, lift and lengthen. So either you can do a couple little pulses up and down or just hover here with breath. Pull the shoulders back, elbows in towards the middle of your back. Feel the kneecaps are lifting and the glutes are only semi-engaged, back of your neck long. Take another breath. Now exhale, you can release here, or if you'd like, really engage, lift your shins, lift your knees, start to lift your thighs and push into upward facing dog. Pull your heart through, top of your head to the ceiling. Let's all together make our way to downward facing dog. Lift hips up and back. Take a moment to settle into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Start to build into a flow. Take a moment, settle here. Work your heart towards your thighs. This is going to help open us up a little bit more for where we're heading in class. So really exaggerate the lifting of your tailbone. Bend the knees a lot more so that you can feel your heart almost touch your thighs. Get that big swoop in the back of your heart, back of your neck. And then settle back into your down dog. Let's lift the right leg up and back. Let your head hang and point gaze towards your back toe. Spiral your inner right thigh in so your pinky toe points down, and we pulse. Pulse, pulse. So activating the core, activating strength in the upper body for 3, 2,
1. Breathe in, stay with me. Exhale, knee to nose, come forward, back to three-leg dog. And we move, pulse, lift, tuck, lift, 2, 1 more, hold, plant your foot, low lunge. Rise up, crescent, so strong. Crescent lunge takes some moments to adjust into the pose. Woo, feeling this flow. Missing the heat, but it's also interesting when you practice at home without it, noticing the heat of your own body. Take a moment, fingertips over your shoulders. Let's find some movement here in our crescent lunge. So heel of your right hand towards your right hip crease. Stretch up and over to the right. And then extend your right arm out, kind of like you're holding a ball between your hands. Pivot forward. Keep your left hip stretching back. Pivot forward, almost like a warrior 3, but a little bit more rounding. And then we move over to the left side. And then up. So we just made a full circle there. Take a moment, breath in, stretch the arms straight. And then exhale, airplane torso. Inhale, back up to crescent. We do this a couple times. 1 more, back to crescent. Open up warrior 2. So that I'm not facing the back, I'm going to switch my legs. Stay as you are. You are on your right leg. We're in warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. Take a moment, bring hands to your heart. And then that aligns your shoulders right over your hips. Every time I do this, I always feel a little bit more activation in the back thigh. Then re-extend your arms. Focus your gaze. And enjoy being in this pose, not thinking yet about what's next. The mind does not yet know the future. And I think part of feeling that forever young energy is being present in each moment. And not just saying I'm being present, but truly being present. It takes a lot to do that. We have to see the reality instead of what we want to see. We have to have all of our senses fired up. And we have to learn to release the thoughts that keep coming into the mind that distract us. So when we say be present, it's a big ask. Give yourself patience with the process. Let's let an exhale go, and then we'll start to reverse warrior up and back. You can take a half bind, archer's bind if that feels good for you. We want to open up shoulders and chest a lot, get the stretch of the upper body flowing. Exhale, extended side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. So thigh to forearm, forearm to thigh. Use that as leverage to help turn your heart up towards the sky. Get a little bit more stretch. Strong in your core. Exhale the breath. Shh. Inhale, let's reverse triangle. Don't lock the knee, up and back. And take a moment, drop your back ear to your back shoulder. Turn your heart up towards the ceiling. You're starting to feel all the movement that we've done so far coming back into place in the body. It's like, oh, I've been here before. I've felt this before. Let your body welcome you back to familiarity. Soften your knee. Exhale. Pause into your lunge. So again, I'm going to switch sides just so that I'm on the same leg as you. Right leg is down. Inhale, right arm up for a lunge twist. All right. Exhale. Plant your palm. Now stay in your lunge here for a moment. Use your core to lift your heel towards your belly. From here, we're going to do 4 movements. It's a square. So your knee draws up towards your tricep. We cross the left tricep. We lower towards wrist. We cross to right. Up, cross, down, down. Up, cross, down, down. Up, cross, down, down. Up, cross, down, down. 3-leg dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Let your head drop. Check in with your face, your jaw. Deep breath in. Now you can just come back through to downward facing dog or go ahead and take a vinyasa. Your choice. Flowing with breath. Back to our dog. So good. Take a moment to inhale. Pull your heart towards your thighs. Thighs spiral to the back of the room. Exaggerate your down dog as you exhale. Settle back in. Let's move to the left side. Inhale your left leg up and back. And we pulse, pulse. So toes turn towards your shin, inner thighs spiraling up. Just a few more. 3, 2, 1. Lift, knee to nose, top curl, and then lift, curl, lift, curl, lift, curl. Last one. Hold, heel and toes, low lunge, crescent. Woo! Feeling this. All right, take a moment to settle in. Be still with your body and your breath. Heel of your left hand towards your left hip crease. Right arm extends, up and over, you reach. Now, as you feel this stretch, there might be an invitation for you to actually pull your quad back a little bit. Lift your back heel a little more. And then sink into the lunge. Feel your psoas. There it is. Extend your left arm out like you're holding a beach ball between your hands. And slowly, core is moving you. Pivot forward, hinging from your hips. Reach. Up and over to the right, like we're making a circle. And then back through, shoulders stack over your hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, airplane torso. And then inhale, rise to crescent. We do this a couple times. Shh. Shh. Crescent pose, inhale. Warrior two as you exhale. Good. So settling in, Virabhadrasana 2. Again, I'm going to shift so that I am balancing my body. You are on your left foot is forward. Good. Flip your palms up for a moment. Think about lengthening the top of your head up to the ceiling. A slight bend of the elbows. Hugging in. Check in. Maybe close your eyes here for a few breaths. If you want to return your palms to be facing down, that's fine. Feel what it would be like to be playful and lifting your toes for a moment. Come back to center, your breath, and then next inhale, you reverse warrior. Half bind, no bind. Maybe bring back here to back shoulder a little bit. Keep your lunge. Exhale, extended side angle. Forearm to thigh, thigh to forearm. Use that as leverage to help lift your heart. Your obliques are super active here. They're like handles. They're holding you in place in this pose. Shh. We reverse triangle, straighten front leg. Shoulders stack over hips, reach up. And then as you exhale, soften the knee, low lunge, we pause. So I'm going to shift my body. Left foot is still forward, low lunge twist, left arm up to reach. Press your shoulder blades onto your back. Come back to the lunge, and then we play with our square movement. Use your core to lift your heel towards your belly. So we start with left tricep, left wrist, right tricep. Shift, lower, lower, up, cross, down, reach, up, cross, down, reach, up, cross, down. One more. Three-leg dog, bend your knee, open up your hip, let your head drop. Tongue off the roof of your mouth. Let tension melt away from your body. Replace it with joy. You want a vinyasa, start to come through. Chaturanga, cobra, a plank, downward facing dog. Good. Now be in your down dog for a few breaths. Check in. From our downward facing dog, go ahead and lower to your knees and to your forearms. So you have an option that you can stay right here in a forearm tabletop. We're working on trying to bring more opening and awareness to the back line of the shoulders and the chest. You can bring your palms to touch at a point. I think that I'm learning that this is better for our shoulders and more natural for the body. From here, you can move into dolphin. Relax your head. Start to tiptoe your toes closer to you so you can feel that translation of the weight right towards your palms. Maybe lift one leg. And then I like to do little pulses. So your head still doesn't touch the floor, but you're building more upper body strength as you lift and lower. You can do the pulses even if your leg isn't lifted. Let's go for 4 to 5 more breaths, wherever your variation is. And release to child's. Woo, finally child's pose. Take a few breaths. Walk hands towards you, lift up. Bring your knees in. Let's come up to a modified camel pose. This is where your block might come into play. Squeeze the block between your thighs. Make sure you have some good support underneath your knees. Back toes can be tucked or untucked, depending on what's better for your knees. Squeeze the block, hands at your hips, elbows back. Lengthen, lift, and lean back. This doesn't have to be a full Ustrasana. Just want to start to feel a little bit more stretch in the upper body. Maybe let your eyes roll into the back of your head, tongue off the roof of your mouth, and maybe even stick your tongue out to express some energy that no longer serves. Pull your chin back towards your throat first. Lift your sternum to bring your head over your heart. Take a moment. Move your block to the side. Hips rest on your heels. If your toes tend to cross, try not to cross your toes behind you, just so that you're sitting more aligned. All right, yogis. We're going to come back to our flow with some additions and some subtractions, and then we'll be in our peak in a few moments. And as I mentioned, if you'd like to stay and hang out for a few extra minutes, I'll be offering a meditation at the end of our practice. Come back to the earth. Step back through plank pose, and let's find down dog. Couple down dog push-ups, and then we'll come back into flow. So step your palms a little bit wider apart. And right from your down dog, you just bend the elbows like your forehead's going to touch the floor. Bend the elbows and dip. Just 2 more. Last one. Downward dog, palms to center, shoulder width apart. Inhale, lift right leg up. 1 time, exhale, knee nose. Step through low lunge. We rise to crescent. Exhale, airplane torso just 1 time. Back to our crescent, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2, big opening. Up and back, we reverse. Exhale, extended side. Feel the strength of your core. Reverse triangle, up and back. Don't lock the knee. Rebend the knee, low lunge, pause. Adding our lunge twist, reach right arm up. Good. And the exhale, plant. 3-leg dog is the inhale. Bend your knee, open up your hip. You can flip your dog here if you'd like. We'll hang out here, either flip dog or move through your hip. Hip circles for 3, for 2. Big transition, fallen triangle. Kick your right leg up and back. Bring your knee through towards your left tricep. Extend your right leg out. Lift up. Get your shoulders on your back. Lots of energy through your palms. Now keep your right leg as it is extended out to the side. Lower your left palm down. You're going to turn onto the ball of your back foot so your heel is lifted. This is a good IT band stretch. And then just slowly, slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Roll onto your back. Did you feel the playfulness of your practice of where am I going? What are we doing? What is this transition? So we're going to come into a bridge pose from here. Graze the back of your heels. If you have your block, you can use your block. Lift your thighs. We are ready to go dynamic in this pose, so go ahead and roll your shoulders underneath your chest. Lift your heart. Chin towards your throat. Back of your head is resting. Toe heel your left foot in a little bit more to center. And extend your right heel up to the ceiling. Curl your toes in towards your face. Now we're going to lift and pulse off of the left heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We change. Center right heel. Check in with your upper body and chest, still lifting. Extend your left heel up to the ceiling. Curl your toes. Now we lift the right heel for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Step your feet hip width apart. Let's embrace a big bridge pose here. Exhale, release. Hug your knees into your chest. From here, it's just a simple rolling over to the right side of your mat. Recenter as you come into Sphinx pose. So we're back onto our bellies. Thighs are down. Sphinx pose, lift, breathe, open. Let's bring your left forearm perpendicular to your body. So elbow is out, palm is in, bend your right knee. Reach behind you, top of the right foot so that your elbow sticks up and back. And let this be a chest opener, but also a quad stretch. So when you kick your foot against your hand, you'll feel a little bit more quad opening. Let's change. Right forearm perpendicular, bend the left knee. Top of your foot, you push down so that your elbow is up and back, shoulders behind you. Breathe into your chest, your pecs, and then kick foot against your hand to get the quad stretch. Release. Reverse plank or tabletop, downward facing dog. Take your breath in. Let something go on your exhale. Let's flow the other side. Inhale, we lift left leg up and back. Exhale, knee towards your nose, slow transition, step through. Crescent lunge, rise. Exhale, airplane torso one time. Crescent lunge, big inhale. Open up warrior two as you exhale. Reverse, big breath. Exhale, lengthen extended side angle. Reverse triangle, reach. Rebend the knee before you come through to your lunge. Pause, lunge twist. So we close the hips by spiraling this right hip down. Left arm reaches. Exhale. Step back, three-leg dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Hip circles on this side or flip your dog. We have 3 breaths. Yogis, big open mouth exhales. Don't let ego get in the way of this. Stick out your tongue. Ha. One more. Ha. Up around. Big movement. Ball and triangle. Extend your left leg out. Right arm reaches. Hey. I'm feeling your energy through the screen, y'all. Breathe, reach. Now keep your leg just as it is. Plant the right palm. As you do that, you're naturally going to feel that you're going to pivot onto the big toe of your back foot and close the hip. And then as you slide down, your legs just move towards the floor. All right, roll on your back. We're getting ready for our peak pose, chakra asana or wheel. This is a posture that is super dynamic, opens you up. It always reminds me of being a kiddo when we would just try different things on without even thinking about it. And now, as we get older, we process and we think about things, and then that becomes our reality sometimes. And that's a false sense of truth. So if you know wheel and you love it, want to get into it, I'm going to help guide you through it. I like either a block between thighs, just to help keep a little bit more integrity in the lower body, or a block underneath your sacrum if you're thinking, I need to build some strength and muscle memory to get into this pose. This is a good place to start. Okay? If you are moving into full expression, the block will be between your thighs. Bring your arms up and over your head, palms face up. This is where you can also build some stretch, some strength. Squeeze the block between your thighs. Hands will tuck underneath your shoulders slightly. Elbows point in towards your temples. You'll start by bringing yourself to the top of your head. Check in, toe heel feet in, squeeze the block. And then push away from the earth. Bring your heart forward. We're working on straight arms. Keep breathing here. As long as you possibly can. When you get to that point where you're like, I can't anymore, yes you can. You have 1 more breath in you, maybe 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, release. Woo! Take a moment, maybe hug thighs to your belly. A happy baby with your hands behind your thighs on your hamstrings. Something that allows you to decompress your back into the earth. Close your eyes here, hang out for a few breaths. Just gonna do a time check. Perfect. If it feels good to rock side to side a little bit. Or if you have thighs to chest, rock and roll clockwise, counterclockwise. Do a little low back release. So bring your right leg over your left like eagle legs. And then bring your heels to the floor. Let your knees fall to the right. So your right leg is anchoring your left leg down. Left arm up and over you, palm faces up. Come to center and we'll change sides. Left leg over right. Heels down, let your knees fall left. Now your left leg is anchoring your right leg down. And then right arm up and over, palm faces up. So not only is this a great low back release, it also gets our psoas. We can start to access a little bit of the QL here, the piriformis. There's so many awesome spaces in this body. The longer you hear, the more you'll access that. And then recenter yourself. Hug knees into your chest one more time. Rock, roll, clockwise, counterclockwise. And this time we'll roll to the left fetal pose. Roll all the way back onto your belly. Little army crawl forward to recenter myself on my mat. And come back into Sphinx pose. Take a breath in. Pull heart through, top of your head to the ceiling. Weight is in towards your thumbs. And then release. Push back child's pose. Hips on your heels. Another great option could be Anahata Asana. So you'll actually keep your hips off your heels and bring your knees in slightly, and you can rest your forehead on a block or forehead towards the floor. Extend your arms out in front of you. Give yourself a couple more breaths here. We have just a few more moments, so come up to a seat. Here's where we are finishing our practice before we surrender with a little bit more play time. So from here we can move into a forearm stand, headstand, handstand. You can go into a more dynamic camel pose. So kind of explore that childlike energy. Don't just kind of, go all in with that childlike energy. Think about this forever young approach, you know. The seat of the soul is joy. And when we're joyful here, then we are going to minimize that toxic negative energy that ages us, that brings us into a space that we're not meant to be. So getting upside down is often a way to play with that, to conquer that a little bit. So I'll be moving us through a headstand. And we're pretty much ready for any type of inversion. So forearm, dolphin, headstand, handstand. For a headstand, I'm going to bring my palms into a basket. And for those of us who are really working through this is fairly new for my practice. I haven't actually been practicing for yoga for almost 16 years, and headstand is something I've stayed away from because of neck issues. And I've just recently started to bring it into my practice. Your thumbs, when they wrap, are going to click just below the crown of your head, the back of your head, the back of your skull. And for those of us newer in the practice, you're going to be closer to your forehead. Elbows are shoulder width distance, so cross your arms to check in. Find your point, create your basket weave. Forehead down, top of the head towards your palms, towards your basket. Lift yourself into a dolphin-like pose. So start to bring your toes in towards you and feel how you're putting more energy into your upper body. Your head is barely touching the floor. And then you play with lifting. It's okay to lift one leg at a time. And my teacher has taught me that in order to conquer this pose, you have to learn how to fall out of it into wheel. And that is why we practiced our wheel pose today. It wasn't even really about wheel. It was about learning how to be able to fall, because we're so afraid of falling as adults, right? All right, yogis, take your time. This is where you could hit the pause button, explore, enjoy a little bit more play. I'm going to start to bring us down, cool us down into Shavasana. So when you're ready, take a seat, We'll do a nice forward fold. Extend your heels out in front of you. We're coming back to full circle from our chakra kriya of opening up the first chakra, right, with our body drops. And now just surrendering into a beautiful forward fold, closing down the physical movement of yoga. Slowly release, palms next to your hips, scoot your booty forward, lower onto your back, little rock roll, happy baby, or legs up the wall, whatever might feel good to you. We'll get ready for our final twist. Left leg long, right knee towards right side body. And mindfully bring your knee across your chest. I like to always create space in the right hip crease first. So you roll your knee. You can always rest your knee on a block or a pillow. Extend your right arm out, shoulders are down. Once again, move your tongue off the roof of your mouth. When you invite your tongue to move to the floor of your mouth, you're also sending a message to drop and release tension through the rest of your body. We'll come to center and change sides. So left knee in, left knee across body, supine twist. And then bring yourself back to center. If there's anything else that you'd like to feel, experience before you move into Shavasana, find your movement. Otherwise, I will surrender you here and walk you, or guide you rather, through a meditation in your Shavasana. And you have, again, the opportunity to hang out, stay a little bit longer, surrender your own way. If you're feeling the call to be still, that is your true teacher telling you what you need most. I'll offer a few moments of silence before moving into the meditation. And if you are choosing to stay for the meditation, you can stay in Shavasana or come to a seat. If you are choosing to move about your morning, your day, take a moment to offer gratitude for your practice, to feel that vibrancy of the youth that is always within you. It's bringing you back to the seat of your soul with joy. And if you haven't already yet felt this, notice the smile on your face. And it's been there all along. For those of you joining in meditation, in Shavasana or in a seat, take a moment to bring awareness to earth energy around your tailbone, your legs, and your feet. Envision yourself on a beach and you have buried yourself from your waist down in the earth, in the sand. You feel the coolness of the earth beneath you. Feel how locked in and safe and grounded and rooted you are in this space. You know you're free to move your upper body. You're completely cemented to the earth from your hips down. Take a moment to just feel the space of feeling safe and secure. Now shift your awareness to the space around you. You're on a beach, you're in the sand. Start to notice the water, the color,
the sound, the smell, the taste of seawater on the back of your tongue. Maybe even a feeling. Though the water hasn't touched your body, there's still a feeling. And maybe you invite the water to come towards your body. Water has a beautiful invitation to bring in what we need and rinse away and cleanse what no longer serves. The water can take lots of different form and shape, fast or slow, heavy or light, solid or liquid. And just remind yourself that you in your physical body are primarily made of water. And you too have that same power. Now bring awareness to the sun. Really invite the warmth, the heat of the sun on your body. Maybe now your awareness is less about the coolness of the earth and more about the heat that is within you and around you. As we welcome the energy of fire. It highlights your strength, your power. And maybe as you're looking around, you get a sense of who you are and what you want and what your purpose is. Identify that you are pure potentiality. You're so strong that you can wiggle yourself out of this sand that you were locked in. And suddenly you can feel your body moving and freeing itself. You step out of the sand pit that you were in and find a gentle space. Where do you see yourself land? Where do you notice you take a seat? You sit tall and proud, confident. You have transformed. And as you take the seat, now bring awareness to your chest, your heart, your lungs. The energy here is air. Notice the air around you. Again, come back to senses of seeing, touching, and tasting, and feeling, and hearing. And there's this exchange of the universe and you right now as you're breathing into one another, from one another. Bring awareness to your heart space and to your lungs. Feel the rise and fall of your chest with these breaths. And then you're reminded that everything that you need is already here. And you're giving it life force by breathing into it. You can relax your arms, and again, noticing where you took a seat in your meditation space. We bring awareness to our final element here, ether, known as infinity. And that's where you might bring awareness to the sky, to the stars, to the sun, to the moon, to the universe. There's no ending, there's no beginning, it just is. Space. And you are that space. You have no beginning, you have no end, you just have now. Bring yourself back to the seat of your soul with joy. You're reminded that you are your own fountain of youth. continue to be playful and joyful. Let it remind you that the Spirit is always calling to you. That there is no need to worry about tomorrow or dwell upon yesterday. Because you are here in this moment today. Be as still as you would like, bringing our practice to a gentle close, taking a moment to breathe together. Hands may come to heart or third eye center, acknowledging our practice, taking a moment to bring in the love, the light, and the teacher in ourselves and each other. Namaste. Thank you so much, friends. So I will be here on the Denver Wellness Collective channel every Friday at 9 a.m. bringing you some yoga and other fun things on the horizon, Ayurveda, maybe some face yoga. So if you enjoyed any of this, this is how I am creating a lifestyle, a living as a yoga teacher. So if you would like to make a donation, $5 helps. It's definitely appreciated. It's also, if you're in a space where you're stretching yourself, then this is my gift to you, and please enjoy it. You can also find other classes with me on my own Instagram, Wellness is Beauty. I am on Venmo at Alicia Parks Christus. Reach out. Have a great Friday. Thank you so much, friends. Namaste.